Buongiorno, everyone.
Buongiorno.
Where are we? I'm losing track.
Verna. We are heading out of Verna. We've had a nice little breakfast. We had our own room. We didn't sleep in the pilgrim bunks.
We had single beds.
And we did, and our own bathroom.
Like toddlers. So we're heading out of Verna. It was a lovely, peaceful stay. We were in early, so we had the whole afternoon. It's been very refreshing, relaxing. You saw the video yesterday.
It was great.
Anyway, we're on our way to Pieve, Santo Stefano. We think it's 15 kilometres, but we'll find out in due course.
Yes.
It could be a little longer.
Yes.
It might be shorter.
Yes.
Imagine if we had a day that was shorter. That would be incredible.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
And we're just making some adjustments for our future legs too.
Yes.
We're just looking at it.
Tweaking our itinerary a bit.
Doing it for us. So we'll see what we come up with.
Which sometimes happens, I guess, when you plan things to start with and everything's locked in, and then you hit the ground and you go, oh, maybe I need to adjust this. So
That's right.
got a few little tweaks. So nothing major, but it'll just make things work better. Anyway.
The birds are singing as we go out.
Birds are singing. They're saying goodbye. They're saying goodbye. Out through the gates and off we go.
Ciao.
If you look on that sign, it says Camino di San Francesco, Rimini to Verna, because there is a branch of the Via di Francesco that joins up from Rimini. So we came from Florence, and there's another branch that comes from Rimini across to Verna and then joins, and from there proceeds to Assisi. I needed to listen more carefully to the topography expert because it's a really steep climb out of Verna this morning, and I was thinking it was all downhill. That was a rude awakening, actually. And when we reach, maybe for the first 3 kilometres out of Verna, and we'll reach the highest point of our trip so far, which will be 1,246 metres above sea level. Sometimes walking in the open fields like this is really nice because the views are expansive. Look at the Tuscan hills stretching as far as the eye can see. It's just amazing. And the wildflowers in the field all around. Come through, Juliet. Watch me close this contraption. Uh-oh. Ah, crikey. Crikey. Yes, look at that. 5.5 kilometres from Verna. The first picnic tables we have seen in 3 days. Now, they're in the sun, but there's a little shady spot right on the edge, so we're going to stop and have a break, because the rule is you cannot go past a picnic table. Our first red and white marker for a while, along this beautiful leafy trail, very soft underfoot, no rocks, which is lovely. Back further, there was a bit of an intersection, and there were red and white markers just about in every direction. So in the end, we just decided to go with the GPS route that we've got on our app, which has brought us along here in the shade and on top of the ridgeline. So sometimes it's handy to have a backup, like if you've got an app or a guidebook, because the markers there just seem to be red and white markers in almost every direction. So I think there are other trails that are marked red and white. Sometimes they have numbers on them. We haven't quite cracked the code, but having the app with the GPS as a backup has helped lots. Alrighty, massively steep downhill section here. We'll have to be careful with our footing. You won't be able to see how steep it is by looking at this, but it's a little rocky and it's very, very sharp descent. Countryside's opened up a little bit. We're sort of walking in the sun through some pine forests. I think, but we could be over halfway to Pieve, Santo Stefano. Possibly 4 or 5 kilometres to go. We'll see. It's always a little bit fluid. All right, I think we're not too far from Pieve, Santo Stefano. How far do you think, Rhonda?
Maybe 4 k's?
Maybe 4 k's, maybe an hour. We're sort of downhill and flat, so it's leveled out. So we should be able to get those 4 kilometres done in an hour. But I was thinking about the guidebooks and maps and apps, and I mentioned that we have a mapping app on our phone. So we use one called Mappy, M-A-P-Y, which is free. And as part of that, you can download offline maps for one region. So we were able to download maps for all of Italy. And so if we don't have internet, we still have GPS maps that we can use. We bought a guidebook from Cicerone Press, which included a complete set of GPX tracks for the Way of St. Francis, the Via di Francesco. I was able to import those tracks onto the Mappy app. Sounds complicated, but it wasn't. You can Google how to do it. And then that gave us a route for each section of the walk. Now, there are other guidebooks around that you can get, and it looks like even as we're walking that there are multiple options that you can take.
It's a little bit like a choose your own adventure, I think.
A little bit, yeah. Because even when you look on the app, there are like routes and roads that duck off everywhere and then rejoin. So, yeah, but the beauty of it is we've got a route that we can follow. We have a guidebook that describes the stages, but the Mappy app with the GPX tracks has been useful on countless occasions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've been off the track many times.
Yeah.
And you'd have come back to the track eventually, but it would have taken a long way.
Yeah, sometimes we could have got really off track.
That's right. So having that has been amazing.
Yeah, and you just press the little dot, the little GPS dot on there, and it shows where you are in relation to the track. So it is super useful. And yeah, I would recommend if you were going to do this walk in particular, the sign posting is pretty good. The Via Francigena is better, I would say. Would you agree?
Oh, for that.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. I'd say the sign posting on the Via Francigena is better. This is pretty good, but I don't think we would have done it without having a backup with the Mappy app and the GPX tracks. So there you go. That's my thought for the day. Surely we can see where are we going. Pieve San Stefano soon. We're looking down the valley. What's this? Yes! Our first view. That looks a long way down. Pieve Santo Stefano. Look, I can see a gelato shop.
Oh, please. I haven't had any for days.
It's been days. We're in a gelato drought. Looks like we are back in the rolling hills of Tuscany. We were in Tuscany, but it was very mountainous. This looks like the Tuscany of the Via Francigena, and there is Pieve over there. Okay, we have made it to Pieve Santo Stefano. Just walking in through the suburbs, looking for probably the historical centre, a gelato shop, and then our accommodation. And I have no idea where that is, but I do have a phone number I can call. See a hotel over there, but we're not staying there. Everyone.
Ciao, good evening.
It's about 7 o'clock and it still feels like about 30 degrees here.
Has it got to 30 degrees in our walking this evening, this afternoon?
We were hot, sweaty messes walking into Pieve Santo Stefano.
Well, it's not pretty. It's really not pretty.
Well, and we made it and we didn't melt.
Nope.
We found a gelato on the way in which helped cool us down.
It was a really diverse walk.
It was.
With scenery today. The photos will show.
Yeah, a bit of everything, wasn't it? Yeah, and again, just a lovely picturesque walk, and walking in the end through the Tuscan hills, we could see that we were in Tuscany again.
And this town's a funny little town. Did you say it was bombed?
Well, I read that it was occupied by the German forces in the Second World War, and when they retreated, they bombed the town. So there's not much of the original town standing, except the tower we are staying in tonight was built in the 1200s.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Lucky us.
Yeah, I know.
We're staying with an artist.
Yes,
so
Paolo. Yes.
Very interesting.
But yep, we're comfortable. We've got a bed and we'll sleep well. And we've got a funny story to tell you in the morning. So stay tuned. We're going to sign off. Say good night.
All this planning.
Yep. I think we walked about 16 kilometres today, so it was good. But it takes a bit longer when you're walking up and down hills. But stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and you'll see our funny story. Well, we think it's funny anyway.
No. Ciao.
Yeah, ciao.